Hello everyone, welcome to the first part of our lesson on the different kinds of obligations. In this lesson, we will be focusing our attention on pure and conditional obligations. What is a pure obligation? A pure obligation is one which does not contain any condition or term upon which its fulfillment is made to depend. It is immediately demandable by the creditors, and the debtor cannot be excused from complying with his prestation. If the debtor does not fulfill his prestation, especially after a valid demand, he is placed in default. What is a condition? A condition is an event which is both future and uncertain, upon which the existence or extinguishment of an obligation is made to depend. The elements of futurity and uncertainty must concur for a condition to exist. Thus, a conditional obligation is that kind of obligation which is subject to a condition. A conditional obligation is one whose effectivity is subordinated to the fulfillment or the non-fulfillment of a future and uncertain event. Classification of conditions. Traditionally, conditions are classified into 7 groups. The first group is suspensive and resolutory conditions. A condition is suspensive when the performance or fulfillment of the condition results in the birth or acquisition of the rights contemplated in the obligation. A suspensive condition or condition precedent is also known as condition antecedent. When a contract is subject to a suspensive condition, its birth or effectivity can take place only if and when the condition happens or is fulfilled. What characterizes a suspensive condition or condition precedent is the fact that its efficacy or obligatory force is subordinated to the happening of a future and uncertain event. If the suspensive condition does not take place, the parties would stand as if the conditional obligation never existed. Illustration: A promise B, an accountancy graduate, a particular brand new Toyota 86 sports car, provided B would pass the CPA board examinations before the year 2021. If year 2021 had already arrived and B had not passed the CPA board examinations yet, the suspensive condition had not been fulfilled. Therefore, A has no obligation to deliver the car to B. A condition is resolutory when the performance or fulfillment of the condition results in the extinguishment of the rights which have previously arisen out of the obligation. For example, A promised to support B, a toddler, until B reached the age of majority. The obligation is demandable at once and will be extinguished the moment B reached 18, the age of majority. The second group includes potestative, casual, and mixed conditions. A condition is potestative when the performance or fulfillment of the condition depends upon the will of the debtor. Example: I will buy you an iPhone when I am in the mood. A condition is casual when the performance or the fulfillment of the condition depends upon chance and or upon the will of a third person. Example: I will buy you a house if I win the lotto. A condition is mixed when the performance or fulfillment of the condition depends partly upon the will of a party to the obligation and partly upon chance and/or the will of a third person. For example, I will give you my house if I am in the mood and if Joe will marry Jane. The third group of conditions includes possible and impossible conditions. A condition is possible when the condition is capable of fulfillment according to nature, law, public policy, or good customs. A condition is impossible when the condition is not capable of fulfillment according to nature, law, public policy, or good customs. For example, A obligated to deliver a car to B when B drink all the waters of Pasig River. The condition is impossible by nature. Another example, A promised to deliver to B a house and lot if B could leave his wife for good and live instead with C, the daughter of A. The condition is contrary to morals and good customs. It is an impossible condition. It renders the obligation to deliver the house and lot void. The fourth group of conditions includes positive and negative conditions. A condition is positive when the condition involves the doing of an act. A condition is negative when the condition involves the omission of an act. The fifth group of conditions includes divisible and indivisible obligations. A condition is divisible when the condition is susceptible of partial performance. A condition is indivisible when the condition is not susceptible of partial performance. The sixth group of condition includes conjunctive and alternative conditions. A condition is conjunctive when there are several conditions in an obligation and all of which must be performed. A condition is alternative when there are several conditions in an obligation but only one must be performed. The seventh and last group of condition includes express and implied conditions. A condition is expressed when the condition is expressly stated, and a condition is implied when the condition is not expressly stated but merely inferred from the conduct of the parties. So that's it for pure and conditional obligations. Don't forget that an obligation is pure when it does not contain any condition or term upon which its fulfillment is made to depend. In other words, no strings attached. On the other hand, an obligation is conditional when it is subject to a condition, an event which is both future and uncertain. Note that if an event is not uncertain but is sure to happen in some future time, the event could not be a condition. It is a term or period under Article 1193. Thus, the death of a living person is sure to happen, although it is not known exactly when. If an obligation is made to depend upon it, it is a term because it is sure to happen. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in part 2, obligation with a term or period.